Oh, 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 oh. Uh, uh, uh. I'm out of town, thugging with my round.
Hey. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Two Ways to Say It podcast. I am Ashley Renee.
Yes, and this your dude that they hated in school because he was too cool and he had on the best shoes, and I do it too. Oh, I just playing this
So
KC.
everyone drop in the comment if you went to school with him. Let me know if he's being honest because
They
we
ain't
know
gonna
how
drop it.
he is.
One thing about it, gotta lie, but it's okay. But go ahead.
Yeah, my boy don't he don't be lying.
I ain't
One
gonna
thing
lie.
you not is a liar.
I ain't gonna lie. Anyway.
Tonight we will be talking about your favorite couple, Bobby and Whitney. I mean,
Robin.
Chrisean and Blueface. And we'll touch a little on Blac Chyna
Mm-hmm.
and Alexis Sky.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I really just want to start off with Chrisean and Blueface. But mainly
Mm-hmm.
I really want to talk about Chrisean. But we'll just
Right.
give them a little background about Chrisean and Blueface, which they should already know because they stay in the news. Not
All
even
the
the
time.
news, but on social
The shade
media.
room. There you go.
Yeah.
The
Shade
shade room.
Room,
They
TMZ,
keep
everywhere.
they keep the lights on. Yeah.
So Blueface is a rapper
Mm-hmm.
from California, right?
Yeah, West Coast rap. Mm-hmm.
West Coast rapper.
Mm-hmm.
What is one of his famous hits?
Bust down Tatiana, bust down Tatiana. I want to see you bust down. They're probably the one that
The
everybody knows.
main
They don't
one.
know any. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And Chrisean, I think he met Chrisean from his show, right?
Right,
What
right.
is it? Blue Blueface
I
Baddies
don't,
or something?
something like that. You can say that basically. That's
Something
what it
like
was.
that.
That's what it
But
was.
I know at the time he was with his baby mama Jada, right? No, is her name Jada?
Something like that. Yeah,
But
baby mom.
at the baby mama, yeah, his
Mm-hmm.
baby mama, he was with his baby mama at the time. And if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken, he said in the interview that while he was filming Blues Baddies or whatever it's called, him and
Mm-hmm.
Chrisean ended up, getting closer with each other. He also stated at that time his baby mama wasn't feeling no, she wasn't being appreciative. Let me be
Mm-hmm.
clear. That's what he
Mm-hmm.
said. I don't know what he meant by that.
There
He
you go.
did say, I guess he was giving her stuff. And I think once you give people stuff all the time, she's starting to expect it. And it's not that, at least I feel like from what he was saying, granted, she may have been unappreciative. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like he kind of broke it down. Once you start giving people stuff and they're expecting it, it's more so like, okay, I know he's going to do it. I know he's
Right.
going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he started to give Chrisean things
Mm-hmm.
and she was more appreciative. So he was just
Right.
like, oh, okay, she appreciates this.
Like,
And I guess that ended up drawing them closer.
right.
So we can see with a little of Chrisean's background that she, have a few family issues and
Mm-hmm.
Blueface, a little of his family issues started to come out. But I think mostly Chrisean's family issues
Mm-hmm.
are coming to light, right?
Right. Especially
And the
through that
things that
song.
she's dealing with. Yeah. And I think she
Mm-hmm.
tried to make a little music as well too, right?
She got that one song. I mean, I don't know if nobody gonna know. It'd be like, it's a
It's a
vibe all
vibe
the
all the
time.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that woman,
Yeah.
she been making it because she can. Once they get up, they get a little money. It seems like all of them be like, you know what? Why not make music? I don't understand it, but that's just what they do. Once they get a little money, like, let me go get in the studio. That seems like that's every little Instagram entertainer. Once all they gotta get a little money, and it's like, okay, now we want to try to be artists. But anyway, yeah, that's what she at. That what she at.
So yeah, so she had I just say one hit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we also know Chrisean from the missing tooth
Right.
and her
There
and
you go.
Blueface issues that, arise on the internet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess going into this, we know that she's pregnant now. Oh no, I'm
Correct.
gonna go back. So we can see that their relationship is very toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And we could also have seen that she had wanted to leave the relationship or was trying to,
Mm-hmm.
they'll fight, he'll call the police. And
Mm-hmm.
I would say from the internet that she was the one being abusive now, from
Mm-hmm.
the internet,
What
at least what the internet posts.
what is
Now, I
shown.
don't know
Mm-hmm.
what was really going on in the house, but from when it was posted, it was him calling the police or whatever, or it would
Right.
show like him hitting her. Now, I don't know what happened before they started filming. He may
Mm-hmm.
have hit her. I don't know, but I'm just going by what I saw.
Right.
And now she's pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I really want to talk about is if like why do we put ourselves in situations and now let's just say with her situation she gets pregnant and it's like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
god, I want to change, I'm changed now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't nobody do this, and I'm not saying that's what she said, but I think it's that what are we portraying to the
People.
younger generation? Like,
Uh-huh.
do we get pregnant and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I don't want him, and not knowing
Mm-hmm.
like this baby is stuck with us forever, not 18,
Right.
but forever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, I mean, what you think about that? Because I'm getting frustrated about the whole situation. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't like it. And it's not just her, but other. Right now, we're just talking about them.
Right. So of course with them, I'm gonna fault the shade room and our community or whatever for I feel like they're gonna make money regardless because
Mm-hmm.
in entertainment these days it's not really entertainment. It's more who gonna fight the most, who gonna cause the most
Mm-hmm.
drama. It's not like we think we like them because they funny or whatever. It's just because we want to see something. I don't know if and most of the time it's stuff that be happening in people's own household. It's like, you know what, they more messed up to me. Let me watch them because it's entertaining. Weirdly enough. But so I'm gonna always put the blame on our community for giving the light to these people because all in all, they don't realize that other cultures and people outside are going to look at like, okay, that's what it takes for them to get on TV. That's who at the top of their, the totem pole with us. Like that's type of entertainers they have, which is sad. But anyway, so just being realistic. But in general, so I'm gonna touch on when you said, like when people get pregnant and they make all these bad choices and now they are what? Like I say, a rebirth. Now I'm changed. Now I can go. I'm gonna go like you said, like shit. Went to the church. Now I can. All I gotta do is pray. Don't do what I did. This type of thing. I think it's almost unbelievable because of the fact that, like we say now, I saw it on social media where people like at first when people said they were broke up and they kind of saw her away from them a little bit. And they was quote unquote saying a glow. People do have pregnancy glows, but it wasn't really a glow. Just kind of like she got on better makeup and better hair and
Mm-hmm.
kind of got good photo shoots. And people was like, okay, yeah, finally we got our girl back. Even though
Yeah.
whatever, we got our girl back. She didn't left him. Yeah, she good now, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Glow up, yeah. Using examples and all that. Turn around. Now we look at them now. They back together. And people didn't even think about it like this. She got the neck tattoo. It's just certain stuff connected to him. Like now they got a baby together. She ain't never gonna lead a man, and it's okay. I mean, that's just them. But in general, I think we give too much light to like all it takes for them to. I can make all these crazy decisions, and all it takes me to do like this and be like, I'm changing now, and not everybody like, oh, okay, we love them now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, this is the perfect people to put up there and to tell people, look, y'all, this has changed. Yes, now look at this. Like, look, you see, they went through all this, and now that's a horrible example of it because I feel like one and another thing that make it unbelievable is the fact that you see how like people's on social media saying, "Oh, they happy to see her glowing up," but look what she back in the same spot. And the whole time you see now the show that came out, so the whole time y'all was saying a glow up, they were filming and they never was
Filming.
separated.
Yep.
People can show you one thing on social media and still be with this person. It's like sometimes people forget that these people, these celebrities and stuff, can portray something. I can do that. I can go right now and go and take pictures and act like I ain't got nothing going on, but in general, got the same stuff that was going on 2 weeks ago, but I'm better at hiding it. And of course, I can look better for the media. It's people fall
Mm-hmm.
into it too easy. And I think it's just a bad example of now this all it take. I can do all this bad stuff, and all I got to do is kind of get on social media and tell people, okay, y'all, now this is what you don't need to do. It take you could be a changed person. All you gotta do a snap of a finger, and you could be a whole new person. Just delete all the old pictures, and the history is gonna be deleted. I
Yeah.
think it's a horrible example of it. And I think it's being portrayed. People believing too much into it. They playing too much into it. I don't like it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna start there. That's all I got on that one for
Okay,
right
I'm gonna
now.
go back to what we was talking about before when we were
Mm,
at work. Like, why don't we bring back shame? And it's not necessarily like bash her, but it's more
yeah,
so like I see now with social media, it's the things that we should be ashamed of. It's like we're almost proud of it, and we're
yes,
praising people for it
uh,
because we also saw her at the BT Awards
mm,
pregnant, and when Sexy Red was,
mm,
up dancing, having a moment. She got up for one,
mm,
and you're twerking and stuff while you're pregnant, and it's like everybody just like, oh, okay.
yeah,
And it's like I'm not saying you can't have fun and stuff when you're
mm,
pregnant, but again, I feel like when you're in the limelight, no, you don't ask to be anyone's role model, but
right.
I feel like that's the hand that you're dealt when you're
With
doing it. Like
fame, yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
it's just is what it is. I know people can say, cut the TV off. It's certain things that we just cannot hide from our children.
Yeah.
And, it's only so much parenting a person
Mm-hmm.
can do.
Yeah.
But at a certain age, again, we can't, it's everywhere. Not
Yeah.
just her, but it's everywhere. And that was my whole thing. I want to do better. I got a baby coming and
Mm-hmm.
all that. It's those small things like that to me that
Yeah.
you just really have to be careful about. Twerk
Mm-hmm.
at home. Like,
Yeah.
don't get in the light and do these certain things. Sexy Red can do this. Sexy Red not
It's
pregnant.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
am I saying it's okay? I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying she can do certain things. And
Yeah.
in general, I just feel like that was her moment. And let
Yeah.
people have a moment. You didn't need
Mm-hmm.
to get up and do that. But also going back to Blueface too, I also saw a video where he was talking to her and he was saying like, I own you. What is you
Mm-hmm.
talking about? You're
Mm-hmm.
stupid. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like I don't know her money situation,
Mm-hmm.
if she's doing these shows just to get money, because we see that she supports her family,
Right.
but just me speaking for myself, I don't know if I could literally get in front of a camera and let not only the father of my child dog me out like that,
Mm-hmm.
but just even if I'm not pregnant, you're not gonna get on
Yeah.
TV and dog me out like that. So I mean, how do you feel about what they're doing being portrayed to the younger community? Like, how do you think that would affect the younger community?
Yes. And I see it. Oh, I don't like just the idea of toxic relationships anyway. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
think I think it went from I think we kind of went left with it. Like at first people was calling stuff toxic in a shameful way, like you said, bring shame back. People was at first saying like this is toxic because it's not good, right? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
their relationship is toxic. Let's not be like that. Now it's like people want toxic.
Won't.
Like
Yep.
and it's because they see stuff like this where they can see a toxic relationship. Look what it's doing. It's getting them more views, more money. They see that toxic is kind of praised in a way, and they see people are playing into it. So it's like if we went from being shamed, like oh this is toxic to toxic is like cool, right? Because it and now it's because I think because toxic relationship they if you notice they don't never leave each other. Like toxic relationship they always
Mm-hmm.
together. So in some
It's
way,
like it's love. It's like you think that
yeah,
it's love, and it's
yeah, in
not.
some way, yeah, they done made toxic seem like it's a desire, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. I think the whole definition of toxic has changed now, and I think this is more recent because at first people weren't even really, I guess, calling out what people relationships was. This toxic thing became something in these recent years where people like, oh, I love that toxic stuff. I see that all the time. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, like that what
Right.
you looking for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who goes into it like I want toxic stuff? Like, okay, that's weird. It's not
Or
even
I'm a little toxic. This
that's
it's
that's not
weird.
okay. Yeah, like even if you are like you would think some people wouldn't even admit that. Now it's to the point people like, yeah, I'm toxic and that like is cute thing is it's not. Like that's what I say. That's what I mean. Like you said, like bring shame back. People aren't ashamed of the bad stuff no more. Like it's okay to be toxic. It's okay for us to fight on camera,
Mm-hmm.
and we supposed to think it's cute, and people are supposed to like play into it. It's weird. But let me get more onto like how they affecting the young people. I hate it because if you look at now, when it comes to relationship stuff, those type of relationships are what people pay attention to, even articles in general. That's kind of the thing of the shade room. Of course, maybe the shade room sometimes posts positive stuff for the community. That is fine, but you know why it is overshadowed by a Blueface Chrisean because you know they post that more than the positive stuff. So of course,
Mm-hmm.
if a young person is on the shade room, and of course people are always looking for relationship goals and some way to look at like a parallel of the celebrity relationship they look up to it. If all they seeing is this couple and it's toxic stuff, it's being so put in everybody's face. Why would a young person not think if they're going through the same thing that it's okay? Because it's being
Right.
put out there. It's not like they posting it saying, "Oh, please don't do what they're doing." It is always like let me give a shade example of a shade room caption. What they say? "Oh yeah, look at Chrisean and Blue." Like it's cool. Like
Right.
look at them fighting again. Like this is cool. Instead of it's like trying to put that message out there that this is not how you're supposed to be. And I think for young people seeing that, if they don't see good examples of it or not seeing them good examples put in their face, it's rare that you see every time. It is like flip. If they would do it how post every time Sierra and Russell had the good moment as much as they post that, then it would make sense. But it seemed like they post more of the toxic,
Mm-hmm.
relationship or the relationship problems and stuff for engagements and stuff. That's what's put in their face. So how can they expect young people to really be looking for real love if that's all that's been put in their face, this toxic stuff? So I think they low key setting the young people up, knowing that they follow everything on social media. Duh.
It
Like,
exactly. To me, it's just almost really scary. Again, I just don't know what's the term for it. I don't know where you're. And granted, I'm looking from the outside in.
mm-hmm,
So we again saw her saying that she wanted to get out of this relationship.
mm-hmm,
She also knew that he was. I think he was still actually talking to his baby mom. I'm not sure.
mm-hmm,
I think they still were talking and stuff like that. And then just even just their situation now, like how he just went back to the baby mama
mm-hmm,
after you cheated on her and she allowed you to come back. Let me say that.
mm-hmm. There you go.
Um, it's like she went through all this. To me, I always kind of seem premeditated in a sense. It's just like, and I'm not saying she did, but it's almost like, let me go through this.
Mm-hmm,
I know he's not right. I want to get out of this. Let me get pregnant and then let me just say that I changed. And granted, she maybe changed.
mm-hmm.
Who am I to say that a person can't change overnight, right?
Right.
Or
Mm-hmm,
tomorrow or next week or just whenever or just having a certain time to change. But it's
mm-hmm.
just hard to believe when let me just say this. I just don't like it. I don't like the whole, and it's just not her again, because
Mm-hmm.
we are going to talk about um Alexis Sky and Blac Chyna
Blac
as
Chyna.
well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it for our community, especially our young community and girls. Um, it's just not there. Where are the preventative measures, right?
Yeah,
What can we do before, like, just
we do
not
this.
even, don't even do the first step by getting in a relationship with a
Yeah.
toxic guy, like,
Mm-hmm,
and I get it. Again, we know that she comes from a toxic household, and that's
mm-hmm.
probably all that she knows. But to me, when you can say that you don't want to be in this and don't want to do this, let's try to make the steps and not get pregnant with the child's father. If you're gonna
Yeah.
stick in it, but don't bring a life into that.
Right.
Like, how you feel about that?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think my last little piece you said about Chrisean is it's I don't like the idea of the people who like say, okay, people are famous for different reasons. Of course, people get money for different reasons. So let's stay in the light of if you are on like she's famous for being with Blueface. They famous for this toxic
Mm-hmm.
relationship and stuff. I don't want us to flip these people into being idols, right? So I don't want it to be if you are famous for these things, just stick to that. Like when you flip it to this, and I think it's more of like maybe the thing with Blac Chyna, Alexis Sky. I'm not, because I am not necessarily saying Chrisean. It's more the people. It's not her
Yeah.
saying like I'm changing and I want people to follow me. It's more the people saying like this is an example of change. It's not like she asking for people to be like praise my change. But it's more, I guess, for all of them, let's not make these people like idols. First of all, let's not put that pressure on these people anyway, because who told y'all to follow these people? Like why are we shaping our
It's
life around these
true.
people anyway? But in general, let's not make these people our idols. These people going through stuff, they're like regular people go through stuff. Let's not fit like they changing. Okay, now these are who we need to look to for as examples of change. And especially like with the parents and thing, like like we say, bringing children into this world, like I saw this thing, it said it's probably one of the most selfish things in a way,
Mm-hmm.
because these children don't get the choice of being put into these toxic relationships. This, like we don't choose to be put into like this. I'm coming into it where my parents already got a bad rep on social media. They don't choose that. So it's like one of
Mm-hmm.
the most selfish things, especially when you're doing it in disregard for the child.
Mm-hmm.
And we see a lot of people do that. People have children, and it's always either to keep somebody or for other reasons. And it's so
Yeah.
selfish for the child. So that's what I think is the worst part in this situation is the child part. They're being toxic, whatever. It's people we know people right now in toxic relationships, and they just won't let it go. And I think
Right.
bringing the child into it is what makes it even deeper. So with me, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna pray for the. I hope that the child is in some good care. Not saying that she can't be a good mom, but look at the environment already. It's mm, it. I just don't see how it's so much damage that has been done. That's the thing about social media. So much bad stuff has been done on social media, and like right now, like you said, you saw him talking to her on the show. It's so much damage that has been done that
Mm-hmm.
regardless of if she decide now I'm gonna get better, your child's still kind of coming into it. It's already out there. Somebody's
Right.
always, even later on in life, somebody gonna always remind that child of your father talk to your mom like this. And so that's why I said that's the part that is, I guess, the worst part of it, like bringing a child into it, because children do not choose to be put in these toxic situations. So yeah, yeah, I would just hope for the child to be good, but yeah,
I hope so too, because I
yeah,
saw how his oldest son was kind of talking to his mom and
mm-hmm,
him as well. It seems like he has a little control over them. But like I said, I hope and pray that she does get the help that she
mm-hmm,
needs. And
yeah,
it's more than just getting help. She gotta want it,
that's it,
because it's
yeah,
only so. Because I know at the beginning, I would see people kind of feeling sorry for her.
mm-hmm,
Um, because we saw how Blueface would talk to her, which is true. Like at the end of the day, he had no business talking to her like that,
yeah,
regardless.
mm-hmm,
Just taking advantage of her in a
yeah,
way. But now it's like, come on. At this
yeah.
point,
You guys just want it.
you really want it, or you just saying you do?
And if you do still, if you don't want it and want to be with them, that's fine too. They people stay in these types of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like
Just
I,
be honest.
yeah, and it's more the people like stop if this person's people have glows and stuff, stop all of a sudden saying, yes, girl power, like yes, she leaving
Mm-hmm.
him. You don't know these people's situations. Please stop with the every time somebody look like they changing something, it don't have to be an article. It don't have to be this,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like now, oh yes, yeah, she finally doing it. You don't know what these people doing. You know what I'm saying? Like they can put whatever they want to online. So I just say let's stop making it like this is an example of change when you really don't know if these people are changing.
Yep.
Let's be for real. Like aren't we interacting with people like this every day? But yeah,
Because I often say power is not getting with him because you saw how he was before,
yeah, yeah.
and well, before the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
or when we on camera, you think you finna dog me, and I'm just
Mm-mm.
like, don't talk to me like that.
No, that.
Oh, you
Mm.
gonna get a show. I can guarantee you that. You
We're
finna
gonna get
get a
some views. We're
show.
gonna get some views now. But yeah,
So
good luck to her.
enough of them. I know.
Mm,
So what do you think about Blac Chyna's whole transformation?
okay.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess I can give a little background. Well, we all know Blac Chyna. I don't think I had to tell nobody who Blac Chyna is. Most people know who Blac Chyna is.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides. She didn't invaded both. She everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, of course we know Blac Chyna is. I ain't even gonna tell that girl past. Right now, she is this girl who had, she had a baby by a Kardashian. And I almost said about Tokyo Tony. I just like, I ain't saying that about Tokyo Tony being called out phone. But anyway,
Yeah, we love you, Tokyo. Something like the
love Tokyo
funniest.
Tony. But yeah, we all know Blac Chyna. So, but in the recently, Blac Chyna has made this change of she is more like we say a rebirth. She has kind of in a way presented as if she has let go of all of the past stuff she's done. She's changed into a different woman. You see, like we said, like we were talking about how you see she's a different shape now. She I'm telling the girl build up. She's preparing for a boxing match. She just in a new light, and she presented as change. Like she's let go of stuff. She did a couple of interviews. She was booking interviews back to back. When she first announced this, it didn't take long for people to want to understand more of it. And so yeah, she's
Yeah.
went to do her quote unquote public rebirth. And I guess I'll just start on it. So same thing with Christian. I guess this is more specific. I guess more what we talk about. I'm gonna say on the side of believable and not believable. Of course, initially, I like we always it's some with people on social media. All it takes for people to be like, I'm praying now and I'm good now. Let's erase my history and I'm a new person. Um, and yeah, I I think people give more grace to celebrities than they do people in real life because there's no way that somebody could do like these crazy, crazy things, no matter if it has something to do with you or not, and we just believe all of a sudden it's a new person. I don't necessarily think it worked like that. And like you said, we can't. Who are we to tell somebody that they can't change overnight? But being
Mm-hmm.
realistic, it takes the work. I cannot get into it with somebody and fight with them this week. Then next week, I'm telling y'all I ain't fighting with nobody no more. I'm changed, but I ain't did nothing. I'm just telling y'all, right? And I'm just a changed person. I just sat there with myself. It don't work like that. And so on the end of, I see why people saying is like, like us kind of looking into it, like, is it believable or not? I can understand why people don't believe it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it takes more than that, and I don't like when people use God to sell a message. Um, and mind you, I can't tell your relationship with God if you know what I'm saying. If that's what he's telling you to put out there, that's your relationship. But in general, I don't like it being that's your selling point, and because
Right.
people will listen, especially our community. You can literally put on there pray today and you are going to be rich tomorrow, and people will believe that and go just bank off of it no matter who telling it. It could be the worst person telling it and some with it. Your relationship with God does not work like that. That's not how it goes. Now on the side of like we saying it is it believable, like you said, who are we to tell it? So if Blac Chyna did make an actual change, and she is, I guess, this new person, I look at it like people kind of got to give it time, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can't say you have changed and it only been like 2 months, and because you ain't been in social media, because it can go on a year. And not saying I want to put this out there, it can go on a year, and Blac Chyna could be doing the same stuff she was doing before. So it's just like people don't give it a chance. Like if somebody say they changed, and if you care that much about it, give us a time. Like I think people got to show it first. It's more than saying it. Like show. I need to see you as a new person. Working out is not necessarily showing it. Like it's just
Right.
not. So that's on my end. I can see why people don't believe it, and I can see why I guess people fall into it. And then I'm gonna let you go, and then I get into the money part of it. But go ahead.
Okay, so if I just had to compare her and Krishan's situation, I'll give Angela a little more
Yes.
leeway, right?
Yeah.
Only
Let me correct it. I
because,
forgot. She's Angela now. I forgot. Yes.
yes,
Not
what
Blac
is her
Chyna.
last name? What's her last
I
name?
forgot. I forgot.
Oh, so I'm gonna give Angela just a little more leeway. Am I saying it's believable? I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
hmm
But only because Blac Chyna, she went through that whole what is it called? Debacle with the
Yes.
Kardashians in
hmm
court. And I think she stayed quiet for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
After that, she kind of laid low, and then she popped back up. And it
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm changed. Now, the part that I don't like about this whole change and I'm closer to God now,
Mm-hmm.
is I don't feel like you need to tell me. I don't know why. It's just, or saying that you changed. I think people can see the change.
Yes.
Or be like, I think she's different now.
Mm-hmm.
Or, because I don't know, for me, I had never known that Blac Chyna had stopped stripping. I just know, like, just from seeing her, I just like, oh, she
Yeah.
stopped stripping. I didn't
Yeah.
know you don't have to say anything. Now,
Yes.
certain people are different. I move different. I know some people like to announce it. I'm not saying something's wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I feel like once you just kind of stay quiet, and granted, she's in the limelight, so I think, of course, it'll be hard to kind of move
Mm-hmm.
quietly, but just let people watch you. I think God can show through you.
Yes.
I'm not saying don't shout him out when you
Mm-hmm.
need to, but again, sometimes I can feel like celebrities or just other people can almost use him to get what they
To
want.
sell a
Or
point. Yeah.
sell a point, get the
Yeah.
reaction that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much be fake
Yeah. And
as well.
yeah. And it's yeah, it's that hard part. Like you say, like, of course, like she could literally have went through enough to, because like the
Mm-hmm.
same way we could go through something, and that's our point of like now we see it.
Right.
It's not that we can't tell her that. It's the point of like it's the announcing part that confuses, I guess. Like you say, like when
Mm-hmm.
you really go through some type of change, it's kind of like since you're going through the change with yourself, it's kind of like now you have to work with yourself. I'm not doing it for the audience. I'm not doing it to tell anyone. I'm not doing it to announce it. I don't have to announce it. I don't have to, of course, like her interview, maybe she's going to interviews to what enlighten people and feel like they can do it too. That's fine. But in general, once you change, it's like the interview stuff is really not natural to me. Once I go through this
Mm-hmm.
change, I'm not like sitting there waiting for somebody to ask me how did I do it so I could tell it.
Right.
That's where it blurs it. Like, how can you tell? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I really believe it? Because that's what the social media part really it scratches off a lot of like credibility because you kind of, especially when you set up, it's a setup post like that's what we'll get into more with Alexis Sky, but this setup post of like now I gotta post this way different. It's kind of like it's a selling thing, and I hate it, and it's probably because how social media has came, it's so saturated with everybody trying to sell a point to look a certain way because it looks good, and that's what messes it up. But yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, dang, I just lost my thought. But oh my God, it was right there, Kiente. Yeah.
Sorry, I probably
Wait.
did. I talked too much.
Um oh, so also too, we can see that she talks about removing some of her, what is it, silicone or whatever
Hmm.
it is, injections, whatever it is, in
Hmm.
her buttocks. And it's not just her, but I noticed a lot of women who've had surgeries now kind of talking about them wanting to remove, you know, some of the
Hmm.
things. And also just talking about like they wish that maybe they should have waited to get surgery
Hmm.
or just don't get it.
Yeah.
And again, to me, it's one of those things. Again, it's like you can appreciate the message because it's true.
Right.
And we're being honest, like, hey, you might want to be careful when you get this
Yeah.
surgery, or if you want to get shots, be careful.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, what message are we sending our young girls when we go get the surgery, not we, because I
Hmm.
don't have no surgery and I ain't
Hmm.
mad at people who do, but when we when people go out and get these surgeries and
Hmm.
now because of the surgeries we just got to be for real, you are in the light that you're in now, you're getting money,
Hmm.
all this, now you're in a good place and you have time to think,
Yeah.
and it's like, I think I want to take some
Get it.
silicone out my ass
Hmm.
and now interview, and they ask me this question, is like, don't get the surgery. But
Hmm.
someone who's 16, 17,
Not
15 see
thinking
this
that.
and it's just
Hmm.
like, okay, let me go get silicone in my ass and
Mm-hmm.
by 25, 26, once I get that money, I can just go take it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying in a sense.
Yeah.
Because again, this is their true story and I can appreciate it. But that's
Mm-hmm.
me being 33 who doesn't have surgery. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Mm-hmm.
I'm more so specifically talking about this younger generation, like how would they see this? Because I feel like me, 15, 16, would see that like that, like, okay, they getting money based off this.
Yeah, it's hard
Because
to.
we know it's realistically like, yeah, they're beautiful women, don't get me wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but we know that the industry is a sex industry, pretty
It
much.
is. I say I just be like, this me. This is only me, and I like social media, right? I like being connected to people. I like seeing other people's pictures. I like the whole idea of it. I love that people can make money off of it. Fine, fine, fine. I say this: if you're gonna do something, I don't think everything has to be a message. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
say that. If I'm getting something removed or changing something about myself, I don't feel like I'm doing that because I want to tell other people. I understand the trying to educate people, trying to give people a heads up, but I don't think I've been appointed to be that person. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm like how they get the surgery to say if I stopped like if somebody was on drugs, whatever, doing whatever. If I stop doing it, I'm stopping for myself. So, and unless I feel the need to help somebody who I just see down, I don't feel like now that I've done it, now I need to go be the one to tell
The
y'all
voice.
like don't do it. You know, like because it's everybody's different. Like you say, the same thing with the girls who get surgery. It's kind of hard for me, like somebody got their surgery removed. It's hard. It's kind of hard to tell girls who are trying to get to the same point as you don't go get it because it's kind of contradictory. Because the only way
Mm-hmm.
they're even hearing you is because you had it in the first place. The only way they're able to look at you is because you had it in the first place.
Right.
Um, and mind you, it's a good thing, I guess, when don't we don't want to say like don't give people a heads up, don't educate them on stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's better to tell your story without saying or without changing your somebody else's life choices. Like you know what I'm saying, just tell your story. Maybe it took to somebody and they'd be like, okay, maybe I don't need to do that because you know you always want to be that type of way, but not saying okay, y'all don't go get it because how it did for me, but you saying it after the point of you don't reach where you want to be. You know, you're at the point now where you don't need it anymore. You know, like you got all you can get out
Right.
of it. So it's hard to tell a young girl listening, like, don't do it because the only reason she's kind of leaving list you in the first place is because you had, like you already inspired her to have it. Yeah, as you say, children are very impressionable. So, and it is sad that kind of we in this BBL world, this kind of surgery world where a lot of women are accepted because they have that, and a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
ones that don't have it are overlooked because of it. But in a sense of like, if you want to be realistic and keep going where we going, be for real, it's hard to tell a girl that. I mean, it's hard to tell, especially after the fact that you already received everything you're getting out of it. Now you telling somebody not to receive that same stuff. Like it's kind of hard to say that.
Yeah. It's like Kanye said in one of his songs. And I'm always remember that. That's why I love Kanye. He said, you got the dropouts trying to keep the kids in school. And it's like,
yeah,
we gotta
that's
be for
it.
real here.
Yeah. Stop trying to. If everybody stop trying to be advocates and stop being a spokesperson for stuff, we don't have to see the contradictory. Like,
Yeah,
just
to
do what you're
me,
gonna do. Just do what you're gonna
yes.
do.
I wish I could find that video. If I can find the video, I'll send it to you. But I think maybe
Mm-hmm.
you saw it too, where the girl was talking about her surgery, and I think this
Mm-hmm.
was kind of after the Jackie O situation. But she may
Yeah.
have talked about it before the Jackie O situation, but they were just just kind of being highlighted then. But
Mm-hmm.
she actually had surgery, and she said she liked it, but she was just telling like if you get the surgery, try not to sit on your butt for
Yeah.
6 months, or
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're going to the right doctor. Go to some like a doctor that your friend or somebody went
Yeah.
to, and you can see that they did a good job. They took
Mm-hmm.
your blood work. They got all your medical history. So I feel like, to me, that is almost more so of a good
Yeah.
message, because at the end of the day, I can't tell nobody to not go get a BBL, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Same.
mad at people that don't go get them. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if you
Want it
you
then?
not satisfied, with
Yeah,
your
that's a
body, then it's
hmm
okay to go change it, but you have to be careful, you know.
yes. It's more of that. Yeah.
And it's the same way. I feel like even when you taking it out, it's
Hmm.
the same thing. I'm pretty sure there's surgery as well. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying like you said, and I said too, but
Hmm.
it's not like their message isn't valid or
Yeah.
anything. It's just we have to be careful about that message that we're putting out
Yes.
to
Yes.
the younger community and how it
Yeah.
looks, how
Yeah.
it can look, and how this can be flipped. Again, you don't
Mhm.
sign up to be role models, but
Yeah.
at the same time, this is what you get when you decide to be famous or
Yeah.
fall into this light.
So,
But
but at the end of the day, we
um
like you. We love you, Angela. But just,
yeah.
just can't. It's that believability. But that's it.
Okay, so last but not least, we'll touch on Alexis Sky. So you gotta give me a little
Yes.
more background about Alexis Sky because I know her, but I don't know
Okay.
her.
So,
Like I know you, but I don't know you. Let me stop. Okay.
of course, most people know Alexis Sky from Love and Hip Hop. That's what I'm gonna say. What she, of course, like if you probably, she was one of the, and I didn't think about this. She's one of the first these Instagram girls who instantly went famous off Instagram. She one of the first one of those. Well, now it's so saturated. Half of them Instagram girls you probably ain't gonna never see, but she was one of the ones that stood out, and I think that's what landed her where she was at. And he put her in the right circles. I'm gonna say. But yeah, she was on Love and Hip Hop. When she was on Love and Hip Hop, I'm gonna say she was kind of funny sometimes. But yeah, she was on her back and forth. That she was back and forth with Masika, just different stuff. But anyway, so for those who kind of follow on Instagram and stuff, we see that she's recently did her rebirth as well. It was kind of
Mhm.
all of a sudden, not sure what went on. Can't really, dive into that because of course she deleted her past. I guess they erased the stuff she used to do, and now she's more of the like that's the example of the like her page is more like pray, pray, pray. I think I want to say went to nursing. She went to nurse school. She did something. That's all with Scrubs on. And I think she's selling this book now, kind of like a woman inspirational book. Just kind of flipped it into like a positive, her positive what I guess narrative. I'm gonna say she's in more of a positive narrative now. She's not into the negativity she was before with get into it with anybody on social media, that type of thing. You haven't seen her in the news for that anyway. And I guess for people like her who like I guess they're scared, right? Nobody's reporting on you no more. But in general, yeah, she went through her little recent rebirth, kind of similar to Blac Chyna. And I guess I just talk about it first. So with hers, and like we say, it's not that I don't believe it. It's that's
Mhm.
why I say that's the thing about the announcing thing because it's like you deleted all your pictures and now you just automated this person you wrote this inspirational book. It just happened so fast that it almost seemed like what do they say like a press run. That's what it seemed
Yeah.
like this press run where like I'm trying to portray myself this way and like you say, I think when you are this way, you don't have to y'all. I've changed, y'all. This is me now. Like I've got my angel wings, that type of thing. You don't have to announce it. You just do it. We're
Mhm.
gonna see that change in you regardless. And for to be honest, for her, for somebody like her, it is. I guess it's cool to see her in another light. But I always say, like you say, it's challenging to understand or to see. I don't like how the message looks to other people because I know how easily people fall into it. Say, so if somebody is buying the book or they are playing into these programs, that means people are giving you money for your change. You see how that
Mhm.
looks? You see, it's like a selling point. Um, I think if you're gonna change for something, the first thing I'm not gonna like write a book. I'm not gonna sell it in that way. But if that's what you're doing to profit, fine, because somebody gonna go for it. But that's what to me that's the challenge part with that. And maybe she saw profit in it. She knew people, there's women out there. It's always gonna be somebody lost who needs to fit in somewhere or need something to follow or some guidance, no matter if it's good or bad. And I think that's the type of people that gravitate to that type of stuff. They just need something to believe. They need somebody to it makes
Right.
sense for them, no matter who it is, no matter about their history. And I think those people that fell into it. So with her, that's an example of it kind of being like this selling point. I hate it though because I hate when it be somebody you actually like. I be like, no, just change. Don't make it a press run.
Right.
Oh man, but yo,
Yeah, that's what I kind of feel like. I feel like it was for her a publicity stunt because she had went quiet for a while after that whole
Mm-hmm.
Akbar situation.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, even she went quiet after Love and Hip Hop to me.
Right.
And then she had like a quiet time,
Moment.
and then
Mm-hmm. Or
yeah, a
that people
quiet
weren't
moment,
really
and
like
then
following, like posting
yeah.
her. Yeah, like what yeah.
I think she has like a special needs child too. So
Mm-hmm.
I think she posts like her a lot. And, that's the part that I really did like about Alexis
Yes, I
Sky,
love
because
that.
I would
Yeah.
see her, being a
Yeah.
mom. And
I
then
love it.
she had that moment with Akbar. I don't even know what they was getting into it about then. Now I'm just
It's
like,
Akbar.
why are you back?
It's Akbar. It could be over a
Yeah.
light picture. Akbar be too ready. It could be
I know, I'm
anything,
just
man.
like, okay, just let it slide. And then
Yeah.
she again went quiet, and now it's boom. I'm
Angel wings.
yes, Mary. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just whoever.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, I give her a little leeway because she did have a quiet moment, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, you are you came up in the light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Through Instagram. And it's almost hard to believe that it's not a publicity stunt for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
not saying that she hasn't changed. I don't know. I don't know the true story, but that's what we're talking about now is how do people feel about it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel about her just literally changing her whole Instagram? Is it real? How
Right.
do we know? I guess, but I think that's I ain't gonna say the sad part, but the bad part about it is I think
Mm-hmm.
we'll never know. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like if you changing, we'll see the change. I
Yes.
promise you, we'll
You don't
see
have
it.
to. Don't do it.
But then again, this is how people get their money is
Mm-hmm.
by rebranding.
Yeah, basically, yeah, that's what it is, a rebranding. And you don't want it to seem like that because if you're gonna do a rebrand, that's why I said, you know what, rebrand, that's fine, but just don't include like God in it because I
hmm
told you I hate to see it being like a selling point. It's almost like those I'm we ain't get on the black church right now, but like I'm gonna say greedy preacher or something. Like somebody who is using God for these reasons of like I'm going to get a lot from it. Don't do it because that's not what he's for. Like
hmm
that's not how you do it, and that's not how you show your faith and your real spirituality. But I did want to say like how you just said I love to see her with her child,
hmm
and then it's like that's why I say I get the rebranding thing. I'm gonna be honest. If I was to get on, if I'm on social media and you know me for something, I'm most likely gonna beat it because I can't really do this switching thing. If you knew me for acting a fool doing that, I'm probably gonna act a fool forever. That's just gonna be what it is. I'm gonna just if you love me, you love me. You like me, you like me. You hate me, you hate me. That's what it is. I'm not gonna change for it. And I like that she actually included, no matter what she was on there doing, she still included like showing her journey with parenthood, and I loved it. And I wish
Right.
she would have known that that was enough for people to you didn't necessarily need like a
Yes.
rebrand. That was enough if you was looking for like like a following. I feel like people actually like Alexis Sky. I think there was people who
Yeah.
gave her positive feedback, just in general. And I was one of them. I love to see her with a child. I
Yes.
especially, in this world, this such a harsh world, to see a child, child of special needs to be so,
hmm
loved, taken care of. I love to see that because that it takes a special parent. It really does.
It
It's a hard
does.
job. And to see her do that, I think it put her in like a very positive light. People going, at the end of the day, she can get on there. People can twerk, strip, do what you want to do. That
hmm
whatever, it is what it is. That don't define you as a person. You in the world now. People gonna judge you regardless of what you do. But at the end of the day, they don't. People do 10 times worse than that anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't think she necessarily had to just flip everything and just become this, um, this, I don't know, this other, I'm gonna say caricature, like they say. I don't think she had to be that. I don't think so. I think she was enough. And that's why I say I hate when they feel like, and it could be like you said, a rebranding. I hate when people feel like, oh, I got to change and do this because you're sending out the wrong message to other people. Like all you got to do is this, and now these people believe you don't have to do that. Trust me, people
Right.
like I say, people was gonna like you for what you was anyway. it ain't like people's gonna forget what you did before. You know,
Right.
like people gonna always remember why you was famous in the first place. People are not gonna forget that. You know, no, there's no way I can see you doing this stuff and I'm gonna be like, oh, I forgot she's on Love Hip Hop. No, I'm gonna remember that's how I discovered you. You know, like so I just say I would really wish that people know that at the end of the day, they're gonna judge you, they're gonna like you if they want to. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get hate, you're gonna get it regardless. It might slow down now because you're in this, like you say, rebirth, but in general, people gonna always remember you for you. So just be you. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Mm-hmm.
just I like the regular, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see nothing wrong with her in the first place. But like you said, it can always be just part of a rebrand, just this selling pitch thing. So it is what it is. I guess this is what we're doing now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, I 100% agree with what you said. Again, seeing Alexis being a mother on there, even though I don't have a child, I actually like seeing it. And to me, that just opens another community for
Mm-hmm.
you. People who do have special needs children can flock to your page, and
Yes.
like you may have information that they don't have that could help.
Mm-hmm.
And also people who don't have special needs children, it shows them how maybe they could react or tell them how
Yes.
their child should react
Mm-hmm.
to, certain things. So hopefully she'll get the
Yeah.
message, and maybe she still is posting. I just kind of
Yeah.
stopped watching, but maybe she still is posting, her
Yeah.
child and just her being a mother. But again, I like that part about Alexis Sky.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, just
So,
be you.
do you?
But yeah.
Of course, we like to end our night with a quick message. We call them quickies.
Yeah.
That's what Keontae call them, not me.
Say that. Anyway.
So, do you have a quick message for our viewers tonight?
um, I guess I'm gonna just keep it. You know, I like to keep it on topic. So I'm gonna just say for the people online, when I know you're going through this chat, I know people think it looks good. You know, people do stuff because it looks good. I'm gonna be
Mm-hmm.
honest, like you are famous, you're already getting that fame for it. I don't think you necessarily have to change everything you're doing to appease the people, unless that's just what you want to sell. That is fine. But and also, I guess it's kind of a part two of it. If people are really going through these changes, and like you really have found God, and you just on your spiritual journey seriously, um, and you're not just saying you are working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? No judge to you. That is good. I like when people, find a better me. I hope one day I find the best part of me. Like I hope everybody be able to find that. Like you just flipped it and be like, I'm just the best version of myself. Everybody wants that. So we're
Right.
not discrediting that. So if that's what you're doing, that is fine. Keep doing it. I always just say I don't think everybody has to go along in that journey with you because it's just you. So I
Mm-hmm.
know you could be on social media, whatever. Trust me, that fame is not going nowhere. Especially on your spiritual journey, I think you're gonna get the best of it anyway. If social media is for you, or if it ain't, it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody don't have to go through it with you. I think that's where you mess up a little bit when you're trying to take everybody on that journey with you. If you're trying to discover something within yourself, do it within yourself. I don't think we all have to be on that journey with you. But that's all I have to say. Yeah.
Okay. I think my message for tonight is, what we talked about tonight kind of put in perspective. I hope I'm saying that right, is
Yes.
to be careful about what you do and what you
Mhm.
post because it's gonna follow you.
It
We can see it
that's
now. I'm not saying don't go twerking, none of this, and having fun and drinking
mhm.
and getting pregnant by toxic dudes. Well, don't do that.
Yeah.
But
But yeah.
at the same time, stop posting everything. Stop,
Hmm.
like, just try to think before you do things. I'm not over here trying to act like I'm perfect because we all have a past, right?
We do. Hmm.
But
And a
like
prison.
Nene said, I bet you it wasn't caught on tape.
There you go. There you go. There you go. For me, social media is
So,
forever.
but at the same time, but that's what it is. Your past will follow you. Just be careful and be mindful of the things that you are posting and
Yes.
saying, and it goes for me as well.
I
So,
would say, yeah. Regular people too. Yeah.
and granted,
I
people
mean,
been telling us this since we've been younger.
that's
Like, you
right.
always got to be careful what you do. Your past will follow you.
It
You don't
does.
want these certain names. You know you want to have kids later.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you posting, somebody screen recording right now and saving it for that day because you said you ain't want kids, and then you turn 40, they're gonna be like, I thought you said you ain't want kids.
There you go. Look, it's gonna be you.
I always think about that. I'm just like, oh
Yeah.
well. But
It be
again,
like that.
just own up to it. But at the same time, just really be careful about the things that you do. So, that is my message for tonight. That is our message for tonight.
Right.
So, again, thank you, viewers, for watching, especially our day ones. We love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that like button. Comment as well. Let us know what you think about Chrisean and Blueface. Do you think
Mhm.
her change is real? Do you think Blac Chyna's change is real? And Alexis Sky, if you do, still let us know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is
So
what it is.
again, thank you for watching tonight, and we will see you on the next episode.
Adios. Adios.